taste my affection. In a taxi filled with air fresh and sweat and polite kisses goodbye. And we will find lost faces in the windows, discarded hearts crushed beneath the gap where the two seats join. Down there where their pockets spill and their silent farts collect, until the bleary driver come night shift's end will thrust down his hand and separate either you from me or me from you. So come on girl, why not slip down here with me below the false laughs and the silence of others? Submerged we'll slip condoms from wallets, or graffiti our poetry along their spines. Deep hidden we'll swoon to the old lady's perfume, smirk to the popular draining their batteries dry, and touch to the whispers of the lovers wrestling. Will I ever find you, my love? And that's when we'll kiss, madly kiss, liberated tongues escaping starving lips, as the driver mumbles Sri Lankan at another set of red traffic lights. Aroused by our hiding, we'll stroke to their tempo, foreplay to their drugged and their drunken beats, before making love to the lonely tune of their fingers drumming on the vinyl. Drum, my love. Drum to me. Come on, my love, come hide with me amongst the pens, hair clips, and scrawled numbers discarded on the back of those spent flip-top matches. And together, for a night, we'll try outrun the sleep, until the world has been driven to where it should be, and that inevitable hand will rip either you or me free, and leave the other here like a spent cigarette lighter, and leave the other here aglow with the ghost of our flames, and leave the other here with the fading glow of our flames.
Okay, we're going to jump straight into this. We've got an artist coming on, Shannon Crotty. This was we were linked up by Sissy. So Sissy, if you're watching, this is Shannon. How are you, Shannon?
Hello,
very relieved
Michael.
to see you are a man, because we were laughing before in the IDBM thing. You're down as a woman, an actress.
Yeah. I know. I'm down as a crazy stunt woman from Ireland for the Republic of Doyle, which I can't get rid of. It's somehow attached itself to the Internet Movie Database on my profile, and it's so weird. I can't get rid of it. I'm just going to leave it there because it's quite funny.
It is funny. It is funny. Now, where are you based?
Where was I based?
Where are you based now? Just so we got some idea. I'm in Perth at the moment.
Oh, you're in Perth, right? I'm based now in Murray Bridge. So I moved here. Yeah, I moved here
Yeah.
in 2022. I came up here after the jab, and everything went downhill. And I it's been a long journey. That's all I can say. I never thought I'd end up here, and
It's an
I
odyssey,
did.
brother. You've been on
Yeah,
an
it's
odyssey.
absolutely a
Well, let's talk
crazy
because
odyssey.
let's talk. It's so hard to get into the movie industry. It really is. And I know because I've worked with loads of people to try to get into it, but you were making a living doing that for a while. Tell us how you got into it and what drove you to it and what you were doing with in the industry.
Well, I had a great passion for 70s films and 80s films growing up, and when I left school
Any
and
in particular?
stuff, I well, Taxi Driver, A Clockwork Orange, all sorts of interesting 70s films like Straight Time with Dustin Hoffman, and a lot of
Yeah.
kind of niche stuff that I really liked and found quite inspiring. Um, and so I went on to uni to study film production and
Yep.
screen production at Flinders Uni, and got a degree, and then decided they would attach you to different films. And so I applied for an attachment on a Jack Thompson movie, and I got it as
Wow.
a third assistant director, I suppose it was at the time. And I got on that, and things just kept building, and I kept getting calls. And after 16 years in the film industry, I was going really strong until COVID hit,
Wow.
actually.
Well, let's go back
So
just a bit. So you basically what it is you've seen something you like, you're inspired by the 70s films, and a lot of Australian films from the 70s were brilliant. Like
yeah, absolutely.
Sunday Too Far Away with Jack Thompson. I think is, probably one of the best Australian films I can think of. It's just such a beautiful play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's other things like that. But you get in, g'day Forsh, you get in when you first got on the set and were there, did it match your expectations or was the reality of actually being in the job now different from what you were expecting it to be?
Well, it was a real change because I was working in admin at Uni SA, and I decided to quit that and take this opportunity. And it was a real
Yeah.
leap of faith because,
Yeah.
films only run for a certain amount of time and then you're unemployed. And so when I
Yeah.
got on there, I was as green as anything. I didn't know what was going on, what I was doing. There were people running everywhere. It was really high pressure, and you were getting told off. And you're then working with all these great actors like, Anthony Hayes and Jack Thompson and Brendan Cowell, all of a sudden. And I just, was in awe of them, I suppose, for a
Yeah,
time.
of course.
And then I just treated them kind of normally, like I would a person in the street or a friend or something like that. And they liked that. That worked
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
But I remember it being very high pressured at the time, and I was pretty scared. I remember.
But you still enjoyed being in it? You still
Oh
enjoyed
yes, I enjoyed. Yeah, yeah, I loved it because it was hard to get into, and
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
got into it, you really would kind of, you felt like you were kind of elevated a little bit. You're doing a
Yes.
very special job for special people, and you get to look after the stars, and that was one of my jobs, was to look after very, very famous people. And mm, it's crazy.
And not to name drop, but what was Jack Thompson like? Because he literally was one of my favorite Australian actors. What was he
Jack
like?
Thompson, he was a wonderful man. He was like a big, friendly Buddha. He was great. And they actually had that first film I worked on, they had the wrap party at my house. And so Jack came back to my house with all the actors and the crew, and we stayed up all night, and it was
Congratulations.
absolutely fantastic. And he was just a bundle of fun. And I've got this photo of him holding my rooster because I had chickens at the time, and he had my rooster, and I said, I'll get a photo of you, Jack, holding the rooster. And I've still got it here somewhere. It's quite funny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're in, and then the jobs came coming in. Did you continue to enjoy it as you proceeded with different projects?
Well, as it kind of got midway after about, I suppose, about 7 years, I kind of, very long hours, like the 12-hour
Yes.
days and the 11-hour days, And the fact that I kind of realized that it's showbiz, and you have to take a step back, and you're never really going to get too friendly with people. You know what I mean? You're not going to be kind of taken off and given your dream job or anything like that. People are very professional, and that's the way it is, and that's the way it goes. But towards the end there, I started to. It was very tiring and very through the motions, I suppose.
But was it always in Australia, or were you thinking of heading to the States?
No, it was always in Australia. It was in Alice Springs, it was in Darwin and South Australia,
Wow.
up around the Flinders Ranges area, or in the CBD, or up in the Adelaide Hills. It's different locations every single day, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of all over the place, and
But in
yeah, some
your because
crazy
you were in,
topics.
because it's only a small group in Australia. Once you were in, you were basically in. You would have been well known amongst
Yeah.
the community because it's
Yeah, you're
yeah,
recommended. And it's quite funny because interviews, nowadays interviews are applications after applications, but interviews would be a 5-minute talk with the first assistant director, and he just wanted to get to know you and know that you're capable and know that you're good. And he would say yay or nay after 5 minutes. It was that simple. So,
wow, wow.
I really wasn't used to job interviews after that, that's for sure.
So here you are, you're doing the job. Maybe you got that thing you said about not getting too close to people. I used to see that with the actors I hung around with because if they had a play on, it was like a holiday. Often they'd end up in
Yeah.
holiday romances. Someone on the set would be shagging someone else. Because it was like heightened, and then it'd just go back to the normality of life. It's a very different work environment. I don't know what films are, but I know the theater was. But in films, it must be a very different environment for just working at Macca's and just working some job
Yeah,
where the
it's a
same thing every 30 days.
Yeah, well, you've got about 50 people all working together every single day, and they're all partying together. They're all going out afterwards. They're all having drinks, and some quiet, some go back to their rooms. And then it all stops after like 2 months. It's bang, everyone's back to normality. You really never see these people again, especially the
Yeah.
actors. And it's like, oh, did that really happen? Or is that a dream?
Yeah.
It's quite funny. It's really quite
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah, it's well, it's exciting, but so there you are, and then just get through the bits. COVID comes, and the movie industry, where I'm sorry, they were COVID Nazis. They wanted
They were.
everything.
I
They were,
couldn't
yeah,
believe it. I was
yeah, they were,
absolutely gobsmacked
yeah.
because
The theater was
we
the
had
same.
sniffles of this COVID thing, but I'd started a television series called The Tourist with Jamie Dornan from 50 Shades of Grey,
Oh
and
wow,
that's when it really started to get crazy with the whole COVID thing, and people were wearing masks, and the producers
what
were
were you
going a
doing
little
by
bit
then? Sorry,
crazy.
Shannon. By the time you got to the last projects, what were you doing then? You still,
I
what was your job then?
So on my last project, I was the third assistant director because it was such a big thing and
Yeah,
such a crazy. It was like a 6 or 5 month production on this one. It had people from the BBC, and it was really big, and it was for
wow,
Stan. And I took the lesser role of third assistant director for this one because it was paid well, and it didn't have the responsibility of the second, which was mad for a job
yeah.
like this. Um, I probably would have caved in, I think.
Wow. And so it was the same thing, just keeping the actors happy, or were you actually directing some
Yeah,
smaller things?
I was directing all the extras in the background, doing all
Oh
the
yeah.
background extras, and looking after the actors in between breaks, making sure that they were all happy, coordinating information, getting all the information to the crew, doing all that crazy stuff. So in the assistant director team, you've got a third, you've got a second, which is all in charge of the schedule and the behind the scenes trucks, like wardrobe, costume, makeup,
Yeah.
actors. And then you've got the first, who's on set directing everything, and he's like the engine. He's the voice
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
hear
yeah.
action and you hear cut.
Yeah. So it's so what there's a lot of people out here who'd love to be in the industry, so that's why I'm letting people hear what it's like. But
Yeah.
but but the thing is, this is what I don't get. The industry, you have to be tough, you have to be brave to be in it, because it's not safe. You say one thing
No.
wrong, you cancel. You say, it's really it's a dangerous, tough industry. And the actors that I met actors, especially the ones who've been in it for a long time. Um, they were a bit crazy, but they had a toughness to them, a resilience, because they might not work for a year or more, and then suddenly they've got a job and they're famous again. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, that's
people want to
right.
interview them, and between that, they're driving taxis and all sorts of stuff. I mean, it
Yeah, yeah.
really is.
It's
Especially
quite
in
funny
Australia.
that exactly. There's jobs, and then there's no job for a very long period of time. And so there were actors who had to get back on Centrelink, had to get back on the
Yeah,
dole. I remember
yeah.
doing that on, I think, one of the movies, Sunburnt Christmas. Poor actor there, and was on the phone to Centrelink while I'm trying to get him out of his trailer. And it's like, what's going on? It's, absurd stuff like that,
Yeah,
because it
yeah,
is
yeah.
hard. It is really tough. And I think
Yeah,
that's
it
where,
is.
the
And
resilience
this is
of
why
the
I want to
crew.
yeah. This is why I want to bring around to COVID, because it's so tough. And yet COVID, they all caved.
Yeah,
It
they all
was just
came. And it's
yeah.
so bizarre because, so many of the crew members all went on and on and on about how, nah, well, I'm not going to get an injection. I'm not going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? When push came to shove, they just fell over. And I couldn't believe it. I absolutely could not believe how pathetic people were. And no one stood up. If they'd all stood up,
Mm,
uh, and said something, but also the union, the media union that we had, they agreed. I couldn't
yeah,
believe it. I'd lost
yeah.
all faith in them. They were just absolutely terrible. And I've stuck up for them many, many times. And when it came to that, they just did not have a bar of me and left me out to dry. It was absolutely terrible.
There's I think it's the Media Alliance or something, the unions
Yeah,
everywhere
that's
were
the
the
one.
same. But the unions, I'm guessing, didn't even reach out to you and think, Shannon, you've been helping us, you're a member for a long time. We're going to do this. What are your thoughts? Did they even ask you what you thought about anything?
No, I reached out to them and said, "What are you going to do?" And they said, "Well, we're not going to do anything, basically." And so I just, I had to go in a different direction because there was no support. There was only about 3 crew members on like a 50 team that didn't take the jab. It was insane, absolutely insane. And
It's Yeah, people forget. I know people say, "Oh, it's all over, it's moved on," but it really hasn't. A lot
no,
of
it
people have
hasn't.
taken it, are sick and injured, and
Yep.
it's definitely changed the entire country. And for those of
Oh
them like
yes.
you, so you suddenly here you are in a movie, but suddenly you're kicked out of your industry. Chances are, because you hadn't taken it, there's no other jobs available for you. I remember early on, they refrigeration mechanic. And no matter what you did, you had to be vaccinated,
I
and
know.
so you applied for jobs. So what did you do after that? After you realized you're basically out, what did you do?
Y-
Oh, it's frozen. Wait for him to come back. Hope for the best. Is that me or him? Uh, Anyone watching? Is it me or Shannon that's frozen? Let's either get him down, bring him back in. Okay, I'll kick him out and hopefully he gets back in. Um, one of the really interesting. I know that Iran is going on now, and we have all these other massive things going on in our lives. But there's I'll just see if he logs back in. But it's really interesting that and everyone's talking about that, but we talk about it as though we can do something about it. And what I'm really interested in is the people who are basically the ones who suffer from all this. You know, the Shannons, he'll have to be paying taxes to pay off things from COVID, and he never participated in any of it. So why should he pay taxes? But they will, you know what I mean? It's I'll just see if he's coming back. Welcome to live. Welcome to live. Now, while we're here, actually, I've got Saturday. We've had a few days off talking to Mum, but this Saturday, oh, here he is. Wise, come on. This Saturday, we're at the Free Speech. Sunday, March the 15th, we're at this. I'll bring this back a bit later.
All
Sorry,
right.
mate. We lost.
Sorry about that. Was my internet cut out?
Yeah, no worries. What I was going to say was, though, yeah. So we got to the point. You're not taking it, and then you're cast out. And
Yep,
I'm
that's
taking it
right.
because you're in the movie industry. Your skills, one, you're unjabbed, so you can't apply for much, and two, your skills are specialized. So what are you suitable for? What did you do?
Well, I decided that I would try gardening. So I tried to be a gardener for a while in Adelaide, and I got onto the Facebook Unjabbed site or whatever, and there all these people wanting gardening, which was good. So I managed to get a little bit of gardening work, but really I didn't know what I was doing. People wanted landscaping and all this stuff, and I had no skills. I've been in the film industry for 16 years, so I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
And so I tried as much as I could. And then I realized that the gardening gig wasn't paying the rent, basically, and I'd lost my house. So
Oh
I
my
had to
Lord.
move from Adelaide and move from the rental. And I thought the only thing I could do is come up to Murray Bridge and be a gardener and stay with family.
Wow.
And so that's what I did. And that didn't really work out. Like, it's a
Well,
really
can I
niche
ask,
market.
no offense to your family, were your family all on board with what the government was doing? Were you the odd one out?
No, they were on board because I'd showed them your videos. And so early on, I'd showed them your videos in 2022 about what was going on. And basically, uh, that changed their mind. They couldn't believe it. They absolutely couldn't believe it.
Unbelievable.
And all my family got jabbed. And so this was too late, too little, too late. Every
Yeah.
single member of my family got jabbed, and I couldn't believe it. But it was your videos and the Crow House that turned him around.
Wow. Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? How did you feel being the only one unjabbed? And I'm only saying this for people way in the future who might look back and see this interview of what it feels like to suddenly be ostracized, in medically ostracized as well as socially and everything else. What did that feel like?
It felt terrible. It felt like I had a pink triangle on me or something back in 1940. It was crazy. It felt like it was probably the worst feeling in the world that I have lived through. And, you couldn't go to cafes. You had to
Yeah.
wear a mask everywhere.
That's why we're called Cafe
I
Lockout.
couldn't. That's right. I couldn't go to the Fringe. I remember I wasn't allowed in the Fringe. I couldn't believe it. Like the arts community,
You weren't
not
allowed
letting
in the
me in the
Fringe.
Fringe. What a bunch of bastards.
We weren't
And
allowed into dangerous that thing, Dangerous Ideas, where they go this
yeah,
dangerous idea. We weren't allowed in that. We're too dangerous.
unbelievable. Yeah, it was too dangerous. And so, especially towards the end of 2021, coming January 22, that's when things got really crazy. But
Yeah.
what happened was in May of 2021, on the Tourist, I just finished block 1 on the Tourist, and I got home that night and I had a funny feeling in my head, like an explosion in my head. And the next day I took a taxi to the hospital and I had an AVM, a brain aneurysm.
Oh my
and I
lord.
had to undergo emergency brain surgery in
Oh
2
my god.
days or something like that. And I don't know if you've seen the show 6 Feet Under that was on
Yeah.
many years
Yeah,
ago.
I
It
loved it.
parallels
I loved it.
exactly what that character had, exactly what he had. And they did the surgery. They took the surgery. They did the surgery 3 days later, and it was an absolute miracle that I lived through it. And here I am today.
So it felt like
Crazy.
you had an explosion in your head. Is that the best way
Yeah.
you can explain
It
it?
felt like something burst, and it was hot, and it was stinging right inside my
Wow.
brain. It was nothing like a headache. So I'd had a whiskey and I took a Tylenol and went to bed. And the brain surgeon said, "You could have died. That was the worst thing you could have ever done." And I woke up in the
My lord.
morning, fed the cat, and got a cab to the Royal Adelaide Hospital. And they were like, "This is bad. This is so bad. You're going in for brain surgery." And I was
God.
like, I was 1 minute working and then I was bang on there. And then what was funny in the hospital, I remember sitting in the hospital watching all the hysteria on the news about COVID and all that. And the COVID ward was right next to my ward, intensive care. And you could have heard crickets in it. What was happening on that TV was not happening in that ward.
Do you
So,
know, we need to document this. I talked to another guy the other day. He was the same, went to a hospital, had something with his heart, and he said he was watching the TV. They're saying the hospital's overcrowded. This was in Perth, and he said he
yeah,
was sitting in the hospital. He was the only one. It was empty.
absolute bullshit. It reminds me
Yeah.
of that line in Network, the Peter Finch film, where what truth will be peddled on this network, and it was just a lie. It was just all this mass hysteria, and people were buying into it. The reality of it was something completely different. And I think that I wouldn't the penny would have really dropped if I hadn't had that aneurysm, I suppose, the AVM, and gone to hospital to see that all pan out the way it did. It was absolutely mind-boggling. I couldn't
The
believe
other
it.
interesting thing there, though, is there you are watching it. You're almost like in a some form of sci-fi horror movie where you're in two realities. Like the Twilight Zone, yeah, man. That's what it's like. There it is saying this is reality, and there you are going, you know,
Uh, what is going on? What is going on? And for the whole time I was in hospital, which was 2 weeks, no one, not one nurse, one doctor took a PCR test on me, asked me about an injection, not a thing, not a thing. I was in and I was out. It was just, I couldn't
wow,
believe it. Not
wow.
one
But
person
this is
asked me
when they
about
were
it.
saying that basically if you were there, they didn't want you treated. Remember, if
Yeah,
you're unvaccinated, that's why a lot of unvaccinated people didn't go to hospital. That's why I held off for so long because I thought I'm
that's
going to go
right.
in. They're going to go, yeah, you know, yeah,
Absolutely.
get the defib up to major. Okay, sorry, we lost him. There's, there's this, and so this is why I didn't go for a long time. But that's incredible. And for some of those 2 weeks, were the nurses and doctors talking to you about what was happening at all? Were they saying the hospital's not busy? Oh, I lost him again. Okay, while we're waiting for him to come back. So this Saturday, I'm in a walk of shame. I'm not walking naked through the Game of Thrones. I'm actually in the city with Richie and Stuart, and we're going to be there on. I think they've got an ad coming through. I should have grabbed it actually, and then this is at Topolini's on the 15th, and I'm going to be there with Robin. We just want to chat. We just want to meet people like this. I'll remove Shannon again. We just want to chat and meet people and see where we all are now, because all of us have been on a journey. All of us have changed. A few of them we've been interviewed by in the past. It's interesting to see who they've become now. Here he
Sorry.
comes. That's all right. This is live, mate. It's Cafe Lockdown. We're used to it. So, But did any of the doctors, the nurses, orderlies, did anyone come up to you and go, "It's all a lie," or talk to you about it at all? Because they
No,
could have told the
no,
world that it was a lie.
I know. Wouldn't that help? You know, they didn't. No one said a thing about it. It's like it didn't exist. I was in the Twilight
Yeah.
Zone, basically. It's so bizarre. Absolutely
My
crazy.
my daughter was in hospital for about 2 weeks. This was early on, before cafe lockdown, but it was when COVID was there, and it was in Melbourne. And she said to me, one nurse, she was sitting with a group of patients, and the nurse came up and said, "COVID is terrible. The hospitals are overrun and this and this." And then she suddenly asked, "So how many people in the hospital here have it? Do you have COVID patients here?" And she just stopped and went, "Oh, none." And
No,
then she just went on as though it was still a danger. Oh, it's a pandemic. But
I
so
know.
in
Duh.
her head, the two realities were in her head.
I know.
So
It's so
she
crazy.
couldn't process what she was actually seeing. It's
I
truly
know. It's like
extraordinary. G'day, Sissy.
seeing is not believing. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. It's really bizarre. I can't explain it. It's almost like people have been deceived on such a crazy level that they just can't see it, even when it's in their face. It's like
I know.
that scene in They Live where he beats the hell out of that guy to put those glasses on, and it's
Yeah,
like a
that's right.
20-minute fight sequence. It's so
Yeah, yeah,
stupid, and you
yeah,
just can't make them see. So
yeah.
that's where we are. It's so bizarre, so bizarre.
And we're
And
still there. I mean, I
I
know
know.
there's people slowly waking up. That's why I've been talking about the Carl thing. I think will give people permission. But doesn't get talked to. I don't have the answers. But all I know is I'm quite baffled by it, you know. And these people, no offense, even though they're our loved ones and friends and neighbors, but if the police had said, "We need you to call in and let us know where any unvaccinated are, and we'll come pick them up," they would have dobbed you in, and they would have
Oh
stayed
yeah.
silent as they came and picked you up. I'm sorry, they would. That's what would have happened.
Exactly. Well, after I was recovering at home, I was actually thinking, this is getting bad. I got the feeling that people are going to come knocking on my door soon and, are going to put me in prison, basically. That's the
Yeah,
feeling I was getting. And that's how close. It was like, let's get down to our survival skills now. And none of this stuff, all this stuff means nothing now. We need to
yeah,
get down to good and evil, right and wrong, the real basics. And that's
yeah. It's
when,
like, oh, sorry, finish.
oh, no, there's nothing.
I'm just saying, it reminds me of The Walking Dead, but without the zombies being zombies. You know what I mean? There was,
Exactly.
I tell people for about 3 years, people like yourself, Shannon, were walking around exactly what you said. At any point, they could have just taken you away. You could have
Yeah.
been, even remember when the army officer came out and said, we're going to,
Yeah.
COVID will hunt you down, or actually tell it. Basically, I thought he was actually going to say, "Tell us where they are, and we'll pick them up." We're getting the army onto it, you know.
Yeah, that's right. And after the big Melbourne protests that you attended, I thought this is so bad. This is no, I've got to choose another life right now, right here, right now, because if this is what it's coming to, and our government's just turned tyrannical, and I have no idea, no idea. So it was like a fight or flight motion, really,
Yeah.
for
And where could
a
you
lot of
fly
people.
to? And nothing
Oh,
made
to the
sense. Like
country.
oh yeah, to the country. Yeah, I know.
I thought to the
We,
country would be good. It'd be kind of get down to basics, and I'll try out some farming jobs. And I did. I tried out a milking cow job and got shit and piss all over me all day. It was absolutely terrible, horrific. And then I worked in a winery as
no,
a
wait. I
wine.
need to
Oh
talk about
God.
the milking. There's a great guy, Andrew Beale in Colac, who's a dairy farmer on our side, and I went to meet his daughter, and she was working in the trough. And when I
Oh
met her,
yes.
she was covered head to toe in cow and urine shit, cow shit
That's where
and
I was,
cow urine. And I
in the
just looked
trough.
at her as if to say, "Oh my God, you do this twice a day? Oh my God." But
Yeah,
what was
twice a
it?
day.
Give us an artistic of explanation of what it was like to be in that trough. You're trying to survive being outside of society, and here you are in a trough with all the
Here I am thinking I'll try something new. I'm sitting in the trough. There's about 10 cows' asses facing your face, and you've got to milk the teats. And so there's just this constant dodge of piss and shit, and it gets you. It eventually gets you. Big lumps, road apples going all over you, and urine, and you just stank. And I think I did one shift and I was like, nah, that's not for me. I don't think I can do this, but I am trying real hard. But oh man, it was just not for me. It's for someone else.
Yeah,
You know,
and that you got to
working
put
with
the
this.
things on, don't you? The milk
Yeah,
things.
that's right. I had to attach all
And
the
then people say, I
things.
don't want my milk pasteurized, but when you look at those tubes, it's just milk and shit. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I will get it pasteurized a bit.
Yeah, it was a real eye opener. I remember saying to the man,
You
"Yeah,
poor
this is a
bastard.
real eye opener." And then I wrote him this nice letter and said, "I don't think it's for me. I'm taking this winery job." Oh, it was terrible. Anyway, they still
So
come to
you've
work.
been kicked out of your job. You've got the aneurysm you're getting over. You lost your job. You lost your dream job, really. And now here you are without it. Chances are, because you've been in the acting world or the artist world, you probably don't have much super to rely on. There's
No,
basically you're starting from scratch, you know.
yeah, starting from scratch. So I thought, well, I'll apply for this wine. What's it called? A wine hand job, I think, in Langhorne Creek down the road, where you mix all the wines. You're basically carrying around these massive hoses all day, attaching them to different tanks all over the complex, and pumping wine and mixing wine and adding chemicals and dry ice and loading trucks up with wine. And it was hard and massive pumps. And I was like, I don't think I could do this for much longer. So I did it for about 2 months, and I was tired as fuck. I was really, really bad. And
Wow.
I thought, I've got to find another job, another way out. And I eventually applied at the fruit and veg place here in Murray Bridge. I just fronted up there after they put an ad in, and I said, look, don't let the film stuff and the film experience deter you. Please take me on, give me a go. And they did. And I've been there for 2 years, which is amazing.
So you finally found a place. So now you're in the fruit and veg place. Okay, we lost him again. I'll get him out of him again. Hold on. Okay, this would be third time. So anyway, like I said, while he's getting back in, we'll just stop the things for a sec. So can you just so this is Sunday, 15th March, 2:30 at Topolini's. And if you want to come and meet, it'd be great to be together with Robin. And Robin and I are going to be doing a show probably tomorrow night or the next night. And it was really great to see her, actually. And she's just down the road from my parents. I can't believe it. So what else can we talk about, Kel, while we're waiting for Shannon to come back in? Oh, we're just taking some time off to be with my mum. So people wanted us to do things all this week, but we're just taking some time off to get the bus ordered and sorted and spend time with the folks.
So yes, lots of cutting and chopping and lifting and loading and customer service and running around. You're on your feet all day. Anyone who thinks working in a fruit and veg place, just sit there and sell a banana or sell an apple, that's a load of shit. You're running around all day. It's very, very hard work, but it's good because you're working with good produce and good people, and they've looked after me there. They've been really nice.
You want to plug the place?
Murray Bridge Farm Fresh.
Murray Bridge Farm Fresh. Recommended.
Yeah, they're lovely.
By the Blue Beers.
Really nice people.
Now, can I say another thing before you freeze up again? There's the other interesting thing that I found is that when I was working in the theatre, I was focused on creating stories, creating character, making the play work, because we didn't get grants. If we didn't have an audience, we wouldn't survive. So we had to be as best as we could with the money we had. So we didn't have much money for sets and stuff. So, but I really enjoyed it. But since then, I was always writing, trying to write the next piece. So I was living through my writing. Now I find these last 5 years, I'm actually in the movie. And
Yeah,
actually,
absolutely.
is that what you feel like when you got the aneurysm and you're in there, and actually you go from working
Absolutely.
behind the scene to in front of some strange camera?
I was like, is this really happening? Is this really happening? Because it felt like a movie, like David Icke said, you were in the movie. And I still kind of pinch myself as to what's happened in the last couple of years and how everything has made a full 360 turn for me. It's just absolutely crazy. And, I lost a lot of good friends who, looked after me, and they were all real jab happy. And these are friends of like 30 years, 25 years. And they just turned into the nastiest people that I couldn't believe were my friends. It was a real true colors moment for people. I can tell you that, all of us had to walk up to that podium and say yes or no. And just that just shows you what kind of people. And I know a lot of people were coerced into it and didn't want to have it. And that's what crew members. I remember a costume designer on one of the shows. She was saying, I didn't want to have this thing. It's horrible. It's made me feel awful. I didn't want to have it, but just so we could work, because the producers had just pressured everyone into having it so much. And the motherly nurses on the set that everyone looked up to. And I feel so sorry for all those young people that were trying out and attachments like me, and who just looked up to that nurse and went, oh, you know what, it's film. It's such a glamorous life. I want to get into it. And I just, so sad, really sad. I can't believe it.
It's
And
how do you process? Because that's something we've all been through. But if someone in the future was looking back, how do you process losing that many friends? How long did it take you to get past that? Because I mean, I went through it too. I mean, probably all of us did. But how long did it take you to process that, or is it still in you? And have any of
it's
these actually reached back and apologized or anything?
no, it's just been dead silence from, the four of my best friends. It's been nothing. And they kind of, well, that's what you get. That's kind of that mentality for people. Because I noticed they kind of glazed over when, I made the decision not to have it and I had to sell my house. They were like, well, bad luck then. It was just kind of that. And it was so strange. But no, I still have dreams of.
God damn it. We'll come back on dreams. To what? Not just yet. Not to this. Yeah, so we're back. I'm actually yeah. So we'll just wait here, take the pace. I saw today too that in April, the first cars coming off the Tesla production line, there'll be the first cars ever coming out with no steering wheel and no pedals. You can't drive it even if you wanted to drive it. It's totally autonomous. And I'm just thinking, wow, because I really like driving. I like steering. For
Freeze frame.
so
It's
you're
quite
up to
funny, isn't it?
you're up to dreams, but yeah, that it's really interesting how the empathy just went. There was no empathy,
Yeah.
nothing.
And that's
You
the
know,
funny feeling. I think I don't know, as a population, I think people have lost that empathy. I think there's something not there now. And, if someone was hurt on the street, would a good Samaritan go and help them? I got a feeling they wouldn't. I got a feeling there's just not that empathy there, or sympathy,
Mm.
or of what used to be there, compassion. People have lost their kind of humility, compassion, um, all those lovely things, gratefulness. No one seems to be grateful for anything anymore. It's just
Do you notice that?
totally
Yeah. Wow.
weird. And I
And
think,
apart from that, the whole world's gone crazy around us. And
I
now,
know it's
even
like a clown world.
if you wanted to go back to your industry, now you're also dealing with AI.
Yeah, absolutely. AI. That's right. And I don't want to deal with that at all. I want to keep right away from that. It's funny because
But
I did my My year 12 project, English project, was on 2001, Brave New World, and 1984. And now it's all coming back.
It's all you. You manifested it.
It's crazy.
You found the
Absolutely crazy.
source. It wasn't a
But what are you
dead
going
bat.
to do? You got to laugh.
Dead bat in the wet market getting a stick shoved up his ass. It was Shannon here manifesting the future. Oh, he's stuck again. Okay, going for 5 now. Also, John from Upstream, oh, not Upstream, is it? Sense of Place Publishing, who we do Sunday mornings with. He's got us to put Goodbye Road in normal library. So hopefully in the next few weeks, if people want to, just to annoy their locals, they can just order a copy of Goodbye Road for their library. So that should be fun. There's now any other questions for Shannon? Because I'm going to move to AI now and just the future where this young guy is in and dealing with what he's going through, you know. So yeah. And this is the thing, you know, this is, I know we could sit here talking about Trump and Netanyahu and the Ayatollah, or, you know, whoever's in charge now, but we're actually the pawns caught up in this. You know, it's like there's a destiny is now just this raging river, and we're the sticks caught up in it. And I'm more interested in the stories of the sticks than I am in the here he comes. Waiting. Almost there. There he is.
And another thing I want to talk about is in January 2022, I think it was, when they said on the radio they're going to start vaccinating children. I just had this horrible feeling. My world just dropped and felt this awful sadness, this terrible sadness. And I decided in February I would take my little van from Prospect in Adelaide and drive it to Canberra and go to the march.
You were at the Epic. You were a part of the convoy.
I was right there when you paraded Bruce Pay down there.
Wow! I think I've got a. Do I still have a picture of that? I had one here for a while. Here it is.
There you go. I mean, yes, I was right around the corner there in the background.
It's behind us.
That's right. And I was so going to get an interview with you then. I was going to jump on by, but I don't know what happened. It was crazy. But our paths did cross.
Yeah,
so there you go. And
Can I say, you've been in the industry for 16 years, or you were. Camp Epic, Convoy to Canberra should be a movie. I mean, I interviewed Colin, 76 years old. His wife died. We call him King Colin. He's in Perth. So he gets in an old, I think it's a Datsun, and he picks up a hippie who wants to go to Canberra too with a guitar. They drive all the way to Canberra, and then they spend a great time there. He gets called King Colin. When he's coming back, he was the first Australian to be arrested crossing a border in Australia. And he drove down the highway from border town. No one stopped him in his little Datsun. He gets to the party, and there's police chasing him like the Blues Brothers. You know, and he's such this incredible man. He's gone from someone who's never protested in his life to now he's he's been active in all the protests and everything in Perth since. So this is really gripping movie stuff, but we're so close to it now that people won't want to see it, but in the future they will. Have you felt that yourself? I mean, surely in Canberra you felt this is something incredible.
Yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal. I thought that whole feeling there, just all these people that were on the same wavelength, like a big family, all gathered. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. And it was just like, I felt safe. I felt like, you know, it was a great feeling. And the amount of people there, no one would believe it. No normal person would believe it who didn't go. But we were there and we saw how many people were there, and it was absolutely phenomenal. It was stuff dreams are made of. That was probably the biggest protest Australia's ever seen.
But
would
it's
not
kind of more
surprise
than a protest, though. It was like I called it like a gathering of guardians. There was something uniting us. Like you
me.
said,
Yeah, there
on the same
was.
wavelength. It was like we're on the same frequency. You just got on with everyone. You just
Yeah.
could connect, you
It was
know?
almost like a spiritual calling.
Yeah.
There was something falling from our hearts and our souls to be there on that day. And it really did. It was kind of spiritual almost. And I think that's where I started to kind of find aspects of a connection with God, I
Yeah,
think.
me too.
And
Yeah.
it's really bizarre. I can't explain it. It's very personal, but there's been some connection made there.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I was at the gate.
like a little garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Asking people on
I
the
know,
first day,
welcoming
Shane, where
everybody in.
you
It
from?
was,
And they all said, I said, what are you doing in Canberra? I was going, what the fuck are you doing in Canberra? We were just mucking around. And they would just look at me and going, I had to come. That's what it was. I had to come.
yeah,
That's one after another just said, I just had to come. And they some left there, they didn't even do the dishes. They just piled everything, were going. And that's why I
yeah,
thought
that's
this was
right.
a place of great hope. I actually have the belief now that people think I was a failure, we didn't do anything. But I actually think together in a time of darkness, we just glowed. We were beautiful. We were glowing. And maybe one of our duties or one of the responsibilities for those who were there is to take that luminosity out and to keep the light
Yeah,
spreading, because I felt we were glowing. I just
it was.
couldn't believe it.
Peace, love. It was just a wonderful festival. And it was nothing like Woodstock. It was totally different. It was
Mm.
just a beautiful thing. And nothing like I really had to pinch myself at that moment to say, is this really happening? Are we really here? I couldn't believe it. It was so moving and so beautiful. It was just a absolutely phenomenal
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it gives me goosebumps when I think of it.
Yeah, it was.
Thinking of next year, I'm talking with John Stapleton, if the world's still here next year, that'd be good to get people to write in. If you went there, because it's the 50-year anniversary, write down 1,000 words. Maybe we'll get a book together, the Epic Diaries.
Yeah,
People thought.
yeah, the Epic
Getting
Diaries.
together,
That's a great idea.
yeah, getting images in, send us your images, we'll get images in, we'll put it all together. And it's a historic book for our community. Pass it on to your great-grandkids. We were at Epic. This is what your grandfather
Fantastic.
experienced, this is what your grandmother. And that's how we build identity in our culture. Because you know what I mean? And because we're a different group. I'm sorry, we are. You know? Is that again? He's going again? This is 5. This is 5. So he's having a few internet problems. He'll be back. Where were we? Yep. So this Saturday I'm in the city with the Walk of Shame, and then here on the 15th, and we will be doing other things. I'm really interested in, because we've all tried different things. We've all believed this. So much of what we've tried has failed. We've all been through trying times, and there's trying times all around us now, and everyone's going like, "Oh, move on, it never happened." So I'm really interested in how you're coping with all that. Here he is.
I know. Talk about anything.
The other thing is like in snippets, like vignettes. So the other thing to ask you is, so you were in like a dream job. I mean, if nothing had happened, chances are you'd probably end up in Hollywood. You'd end up someone to take you to America. You end up on bigger projects, and that could have been a way you could have gone, or just working in the Australian industry, which might have blossomed. Now that you're not in it because of a choice, how do you pick up again in the way? I know you've got a job now, but I think you're getting jobs to survive. How do you go about restarting a life when you've already done your dream job and your dream job is saying you're not allowed here, Shannon? How do you do to find like a second dream or a new destiny? Have you reached that point yet of wondering what to do with what's left of your time on this rock in space? Oh, no. Did that question go unheard? No. Not good. Okay. That's actually Sissy. You should have got him at your place. Got some better Wi-Fi. Got Robbie's Wi-Fi. So we're just waiting. It's but this is really interesting. This is in the future. People are going to be wondering that. You know. Yeah, we'll get that with John later. We'll get it done. But we'll just get him back in. So I think this is the 6th time. Here he is. Man, that was how part. And did you hear any of that question? So what I'm saying is, if you did, you got into your dream job. You got into the movies. You might have got a bit tired of it, but you were still in your dream job. Now that you can't go back there, but you still got a lot of time left on the planet, even though, you've had the aneurysm, you've got past that. And now the jobs you're doing are basically to feed yourself and pay your rent. Have you found a way to start like another dream or anything like that to actually go, I just don't want to work to pay my bills. I actually want to have a life. Have you put any thoughts to that?
I've thought about.
I'm going to keep going. I like the guy. I'm going to keep going. I have a bottle of water here. A bottle of water. No. I'm going to... No. Kelly's giving me suggestions. We are doing some pre-records and stuff like this. I wrote something about Carl today, and that's getting a lot of controversy. People saying, "Oh, I'm not going to forgive him." It's strange about forgiveness, isn't it? It's worthy of a bigger discussion. Rather, I've already said my piece, so it's not fair for me to just keep pontificating here. So, but I do feel this is a milestone moment, and I do feel that his apology has vindicated us all.
Sorry about that.
Just proceed with the answer.
Yeah, I have. I've thought about doing documentaries. I've thought about writing. I've thought about becoming a comedian. I've thought about a whole range of different things, which would be really good and really suitable because I've got all these skills here that just are wasted, basically.
Yeah, 100%.
To be used. And I keep praying for that phone call, but I think I'm going to have to start knocking before that door opens. That's the only thing I can do.
Well, I think the documentary is a really good idea because, I mean, people going, "Oh, who wants to hear about COVID? I'm in it." But in the future, they're going to want to know about this time. This is
absolutely. That's why it's so important what you're doing, because it's time capsule. It's an absolute time capsule. It's just a piece of gold. And people are going to look on this as history. It's going to be in the arts and culture and history books, in the library for a very long time, which is amazing. I think it's amazing what you've done. I wish I had that idea. And you just keep doing what you're doing because
forward.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the thing.
I'll give you something else, Shannon. This is really interesting. Theater was my dream. I was so one-eyed working at it, and there's we almost had a show taken up by Netflix. We got within a hair's breadth, but it didn't go through. Yeah, so we had a few, and I just got shortlisted with an old comedy for the Melbourne Film Festival. I got shortlisted with the script and all these things there, but it just doesn't seem. I don't know. I try not to concern myself with that because it was my dream. This was kind of like a destiny. There was no planning. I just saw something and started doing it and used the skills I had from all those years doing theater in it. Even when I interview people, I do a 3-act structure. What's your name? You start with the first act. And Australians, humans are great storytellers. It's the way we've always communicated and learned. So as long as you give them the first act, they're gone. And then you just wait to hear for the third act. They finish it and go, that's a perfect place to end it. It doesn't always work, but that was the thing. So this is what I'm saying. You might find that was your dream, but if you take a chance and take a punt, I know it's hard, but there's so much to document now. I
Yeah.
mean, you could probably name 5 things. Name 3 things that you think are worthy of a documentary in this time right now.
This time right now, everything to do with the whole AI phenomena,
Yeah.
do with politics at the moment, because I don't believe any of them. I don't trust
Nope.
any of them.
Nope.
To do with the media and how that's manipulated and shown to be
Yeah.
just a load of trickery, basically. So many things in this country can be documented and should be documented. So yeah, I really need to think about it and
And it
get
could be
moving.
done in shorter documentaries, like half an hour documentaries, to start on some narrowed down on little things. But I actually think it's really necessary. We've tried to do a few, but it's yeah, it's interesting. And there's sadly there's probably no money for them. You can't think that way. But people will support you if they think you're doing the work is necessary. Because I think most of Australia realizes our identity is
Yeah,
what we're losing. You know, you
absolutely.
would have. Can I ask how did you see the film industry you were working in from 16 years ago to just before you finished with the onset of the wokeness coming into the industry?
Ah, yes. Pretty. I didn't like it. It was just everything is awful, and but also the streaming services. I've seen the whole thing of the streaming services come in, and it just seems to be filler. It seems to be entertainment for entertainment purposes, whether it's good or bad. And the writing's not very good. It's all rushed. You can see that it's rushed. It's not very good. It's
How
just
can you see
time
it's
filler.
rushed? Tell me how you can see it's rushed. I'm interested in that.
They don't do too many takes, and they say move on. We've got to quickly move on, and we don't have time. Otherwise, we're not going to get the thing shot. And so you can see they're not spending enough time with the actors. They're not spending enough time with the script. They're just rushing everything, and it looks shit. It looks terrible. Digital doesn't look very good to me, and
No.
it just, especially you look at all the shows on Netflix and Stan and all those companies, it's like 93% rubbish, and you might get
Mm,
7% good stuff. It is just, you spend more time looking for the stuff, scrolling through, wasting time. It's about an hour and a half before you've chosen something, and it's crap.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's just junk to
I
distract people from what's really going on.
Yeah, I think I noticed that when I was convalescing from the heart attack, that and the operation. I was given a place to stay, which was fantastic, and they had Netflix, and it was boring. It was the same. You just
Boring.
sit there looking and looking and looking and looking, and
Looking,
it was
looking,
really
and looking.
it just wasn't inspiring at all. There was no reason to watch it. It was predictable,
Hmm,
and it wasn't. They didn't seem to be that into it, so why should I be that into it? You know, there was a
exactly.
few little things through, yeah. But it's it's really interesting, because art is supposed to be downstream from culture, and I did wonder because I know when I was in the theater world, I noticed that if you were woke, they were giving you the grants, and so the more
Yes,
woke you were, the more grants you got. So it was like the politicians, whoever's behind this. I don't know if it happened purposefully or accidentally, but they were seeming to wanting to control culture, which ended up
yes,
being now we have this woke thing. You know what I mean? Is that what
that's
you were
right.
noticing?
Yes, that's what it feels like it's going in, and everything's very strict and very much appealing to the whole woke community. And if it doesn't, then it's not going to get funding, basically. That's
Yeah,
how I
that's
feel. And
yeah,
we're going in a really crazy direction.
yeah. I saw that. I think the most this get me in a lot of trouble, and if this gets you in trouble, like if you're hoping to get back in the industry, just that I don't want to talk about that. I understand, but I saw that when they did that series about Ned Kelly, where they had him wearing dresses riding through the bush. And I know it came from a Peter Carey novel, but I was just thinking, what is this crap? Why are we going back to an icon of it? You frozen again? Welcome to live podcasting. This is the seventh time our guest has taken. I think films used to be inspirational. Now they degenerate the spirit. Yeah, like those when I was doing the play, The Three Brothers. What really interested me in that was the brother, my brother, was the actors were telling me all they get offered is roles of toxic masculine roles, especially the what was his name, the last one, William. William was telling me that's all he gets offered, and in fact, because the play celebrated boys or celebrated young men, we had an actor flew in from South Australia to do it. Another actor wanted to come back from Canada to do it. They're all so desperate to do it. I wish it wasn't so hard to get them up. Shh. Thanks, Stevenson. Stevenson's betraying me there. Yes, I am 60 on this Sunday. So, yeah. But that's what I found. It was really sad. They were sort of engineering the young man on the screen to come out in a certain way, and then we'd emulate that. And when you think of it, we grew up with John Wayne, and John Wayne was saying, "Yeah, I can't do John Wayne," but John Wayne was sort of like, "You want to be a real man? Here's John Wayne." And then we went to the Clint Eastwoods and all those. But now, I don't know. Oh, he's taking a bit of time coming back. Here he goes. I was just saying that it was a perfect example is The Last of Us, where I noticed that heterosexual couples were literally treated like they were not allowed to even touch or look at each other. You didn't even know they were married until one died, and you realized that was his wife. Shouldn't even just sort of like said hello. And then in the next show, there was a guy that saves a guy from a pit, and they just start tongue kissing straight away. It's nothing against the gay community at all, but it was just like, it was like the show was deciding we're going to show that this is good and this is bad. You know what I mean? And you can see it in it. See the messaging, and you're going, I just want to watch zombies, mate. I just want to watch zombies.
It's so strange. And, as a gay man myself, I can see this happening. This whole gay and lesbian movement has turned into a freak show. I don't even want to be associated with it. I really don't. And
well, it's funny. It's not even done at the gays. It's something above the gays now. It's almost like, so if you were growing up in school now, they'd probably be trying to tell you you're a girl.
That's right. And I can't, it's so bizarre. A line has been crossed now, and it is just so absurd. It's like a comedy, like a bad B movie or something. And I don't want to watch it. And so I'm just not associating with it at all. And, I've made documentaries about gay activism in the 70s. And now I just distance myself from it. And I don't
think in the 70s it was real. I mean, let's be honest, in the 70s, you could have got beaten to death and the cops probably would have turned an eye. That was the reality. I mean, I know there was acceptance, but there was real hate or fear. But we sort of got through that.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a real truth to the documentaries of the time of the 70s. And that's what I was trying to do anyway, was document that time in the 70s and make it honest and truthful. But now, if you were to do it, it's just a weird freak show. I think it is. That makes no sense. And I don't know what it is, but I can't have anything to do with it now.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? It's I don't understand it now. We have a friend that comes on, Miss Lister. She's a lesbian, and she calls herself a sandpit lesbian. She knew she was lesbian in the sandpit. Yeah, she said she knew in the sandpit. I did a thing once. I was actually trying to help when they were trying to bring in gay marriage, and I did a calendar called the Calendar of Love, where I shot gay couples who'd been together for a significant amount of time with these beautiful shots. And I was just saying, well, these are just humans, which I believe, who happen to like the same sex. That's it. Get over it. I don't know.
That's right.
That's it.
There's nothing you can do about it. That's all. Not all this weird, crazy stuff, and horns and fucking all this weird stuff, blue hair and freaky people wanting to change gender at such a young age. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
what's the
right.
other one? Furries.
Yeah, furries. That's a whole thing at school. Apparently, it's just crazy. I imagine being a school teacher, that you'd have to have many hats and be a professor of many things to deal with that. I don't know what to
Yeah.
say. You got to laugh. It's such a joke.
Well, I don't know. You
Everything is
you remind
become a
me of
joke.
Ryan. Remember Ryan? He used to be. I don't know if you ever. Ryan used to be on with. I loved Ryan. He just got tired of it in the
Yeah.
end, and he got tired
Oh,
of his
did
own
he?
community attacking him. His own community was
Oh, right.
attacking him. You know,
Right, I
because he
see.
did gays against groomers, and but he was such a beautiful voice, and he was so
Yeah, he was a
brave.
great voice. That's what I
He
mean. There
was a
aren't many gay
fantastic hit
people.
to us.
I don't know that you've interviewed on your show or anything like that. I don't think there is. I'm such a minority now. Now they've really narrowed it down. Like after the
Yeah,
COVID, I'm like
yeah.
just one little bit of light, and
Oh no.
that's how
Do
I
you,
feel
do you
now.
ever watch I play in the Lucky Country film script at the end? There's a young guy running. I can't remember. Joel Gilmore. Joel Gilmore was gay, and he was so
Oh,
brave. He was the streamer. I saw him get arrested by the police.
yeah, that's
In
right. He
Canberra,
was
yeah,
arrested in
not
Canberra. Yeah,
Rukshan, the other streamer. In
yeah,
Canberra, he was almost choked to death by a Maori shop assistant because he wouldn't put a mask on. And he had
yeah.
footage of it. He had footage of it. He was laying there on the foot with his feet up, and this guy was like ready to, cook me some eggs, like once were warriors. And it almost killed him. He ended up in hospital with this, and he was gay. There was a lot of really brave gays and lesbians in the movement, but they just didn't. They didn't go around with the purple hair. They didn't. It wasn't like a sign I'm gay. Just happened to be gay. You know what I mean? Well, still gay. That's a good documentary. While I'm waiting with Jay, I know a lot of people disagree with me, but what I'm saying is, and I believe I'm right, I don't believe. Do I believe Carl has come to our side? No. Do I believe he himself? It's not he himself, but imagine if how we'd feel as a community if you woke up one day and Hoodie was on Channel 9 going, I wish I'd taken the jab. I'm really sorry I didn't take the jab. And I've taken it now. If they'd said that, then we would feel like we'd been betrayed, like we'd lost a great warrior. And we would feel like a defeat for us, that we'd lost something major. And the rest of us podcasters would go, well, what do we do now? Well, we've lost the Hoodie. That would be a great defeat for us. It'd be really hard to come back from that. We would, but it'd be hard. That is the same way with them. One of those has come to that and apologized. It's the same, but that's why it's a victory for us. Waiting, 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 waiting. Back. Do you know that could be an interesting documentary? Because I know several. Honestly, I've met them on the road. I've met them everywhere. Being gay and unjabbed, it's like a subcategory. So you get
Yeah.
ostracized by your family and friends and community, but you also get ostracized by the LGBT, add as many letters as you want, brigade. You're actually kicked
Yeah,
out of that as
exactly.
well, and you're almost seen as that you're not really gay. Well, you go, what, you want me to see how many dicks you want me to suck? I mean, come on. I mean, I
Exactly.
am actually gay. That would be an amazing documentary.
That would be. That'd be very interesting, actually. I wonder. That would
And
probably
it
get a
wouldn't
lot
be
of
the
people
people
interested.
everywhere. I've got people I know I could reach out to who would do it just like a talking thing. I think that'd be
Hmm.
fascinating. You know,
Yeah, maybe we should. I think that would be a very fascinating idea.
it would be. And the
Hmm.
other thing is like artists. There's very few artists who didn't concede. Very few,
Yeah.
you know?
I wonder how many actors got jabbed. I wonder, because that was very quiet about that. I wonder how
Yeah.
many real actors and how high that actually went and just said, nah, fine. And they were like, yep, okay, no worries. I
Well,
just
look
don't
at that
know.
black actor, the one who did what was his name? He could act, he could sing. I mean, he was just a superstar. He did the not the Roy Orbison. Who's the one? Jamie Foxx. Oh, he's gone again. Okay, we're going to get him out again. We're just going to take him in snippets. And so that's what I'm saying. If we'd lost Hoodie, or even if you woke up in the morning and there I am going, yeah, look, I know I wrote this novel, but I don't believe any of it. I really believe that I should have got jabbed, and I believe the vaccine is safe and effective. You guys would be like, oh, what? You probably want to lynch me. That this. And it ain't never going to happen, because I don't know anyone in our movement who's going that way. Even if we don't like each other, we're still not going that way. But one of them has come to us, and a major one. I mean, there's people in Denmark who are reading my article now and sharing it around. A major news reporter has come over to our side. And I'm not saying he's listening. But by saying sorry, that he should have looked into the science more, he's saying that for all of his group that are watching. Because they're watching, they know they're on a sinking ship. And
yeah, he did the
talk
rage.
fast, Abby.
I know. Vignette number 7.
Yeah. But Jamie Foxx, now
Yeah.
we probably couldn't get access to him, but this would be really interesting. But the gay community, it's hard enough finding a partner, and now you're like this. You're like us. I think it'd be fascinating.
It would actually be very fascinating, a really good subject matter to explore. And I think
The
a
other
lot of
thing
people.
too, you guys are really close. I mean, in the theater and other jobs I've had, I've worked a lot with the gay community, and it's you get close. They're really close. Even if they bitch and
Yeah.
fight, they're really close. So to have separated from that is painful.
Yeah, it is. You just feel completely on your own. Like, so I just go for my walks now, go for my big long nature walks and talk to God. And that's all I can do right now at the moment, because I haven't met a single solitary soul up here, except for, I think, from the freedom movement, up here, just some nice people there that have been really good and really good father figures, have been really good
Yeah,
mentors and very helpful.
yeah.
Which has been nice and pleasurable. Otherwise, I'm completely on my own, and just taking each day, trying to survive, trying to get ahead, and not really getting ahead, but just surviving. That's all we can do now at the moment, except for
But how are
get
you
a
doing with the
project
cost
up.
of living?
It's so hard. Like, at the end of the payday, all I have left is, like, after I've paid everything and the cost of living, it's like $50. It's like, how am I
Wow.
going to get anywhere or save anything to get somewhere? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just crazy. And so the cost of living.
We'll come back to that conversation. And so here is, and look at the ramifications. He's got 150,000 followers in a day. I spoke to Johnny Lada. Johnny Lada's in my camp, and so is Hoodie. Now, he got 150,000 followers in a day on his Facebook page alone. This is Carl. Now, they're going to all watch the Rennick interview. Now, those 100,000, 50,000 people, chances are 3/4 of them, or even more, have never even heard of our movement, don't even know we exist, that haven't heard any of our videos or any of our things, because they're wrapped up in an algorithm bubble. And Carl's gone through that bubble, and he's brought Rennick through. And the next one he's going to get on is Tio. Now, Charlie Tio didn't take it either. And so you've got Charlie Tio, a beloved doctor with a beloved TV personality. He's going to reach a lot of people that we can't. And so this too is victory. Now, I think what's happening in the movement is people go, no, we want to cross the finishing line first. We held up. We deserve it. We want the trophy. But I don't think they'll ever build shrines to us. I don't think we'll ever get trophies. Hey, Clark, how about Martin here? I mean, not Martin, Shannon, when he comes back in. He's lonely, man. He's on your team. I think you should, he's in Murray Bridge. And, but anyway, this is why I think it's a victory for us. And what he's done, what Carl has done, even though basically we're getting vindicated for everything now, we'll come back to this conversation. I'm having two conversations. I'm talking about Carl because I pissed a lot of people off with my comment, and then when I come back to you.
That's funny. That's good. As long as you
Multitasking.
have a segue, it's all fine.
Yeah. Segue. There's but I think the one thing you need, and I know it's hard because it is purpose, and it takes a leap of faith. But the thing is, now, right now, there's never been a more important time to be an artist. Right now, and you will
Yeah.
suffer because you're an artist. You know,
Yeah, that's
that,
right. It's all about
it's not,
suffering.
that's right. That's right. You know, that's how it is. But it's very, very important, and it's and I think it could be quite, and it's something like that coming from you could be quite beautiful, and might help
Mm,
build bridges. Because the one thing we need
absolutely.
now is like the four friends that have never talked to you. I had a gay friend who'd had cancer. He was a tram driver with me, and we helped him through it. We got really, really close. As soon as he found out I didn't take the jab, man, he turned. Whoa. You know, he was one of the first ones. He just called me all these names. Paul, I think his name was. I was just gone out of his life.
Yeah. It's
You know?
amazing. And
Yeah.
I I'm still getting over it. Like, it's actually a bit like being traumatized,
Yeah,
this
it is.
whole thing, and losing so many things at so many different times: your job, your friends, your family,
Your health.
friends, best friends, your house, your whole
Yeah, and
life
your health.
just
Your
gone,
health, your brain, you know?
and your health, all at the same time, all in the same year
Yeah.
anyway. And it's like, right, it's clean slate. Now you've got to start again somehow and work it to survive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to end up on the street.
Yeah.
And
That's where we're
I
at.
don't want to be like that. That's for sure. You know,
No.
I think the
Street's crap.
safe. I know. I still can't believe it. It's just bizarre. And the death of friends. I've had two really good friends of mine. One of them got rapid cancer after the jab, and brain cancer, spine cancer, lung cancer, liver cancer, all at the same time. She's
Yeah.
gone, and what a lovely soul she was. And then another best friend of mine got instant dementia, basically, and he
Yeah.
passed away last year. It's awful, absolutely awful.
Yeah, it is. We look back in history at these terrible times. Well, we're in those terrible times now. I've got a new saying that we're no longer studying history because history is now studying us to see what we're going to do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's why when I heard Sissy told me about you, I thought, yeah, this is what I want to talk. Artists are different from intellectuals. They're different from doctors. They're different from scientists. Where your realm is the realm of the soul. How does a human remain human in this? What's life
That's
about?
right.
You know what I
And
mean?
that's the lovely thing about doing your time capsules and your interviews, is getting to the truth of the matter. It speaks for itself. It is about the soul. It is about the heart. It's about
It
love,
is.
death. It's about those emotions that really matter. It's like one of the great movies, I don't know if you've seen it, Ordinary People. It's such a
Yes.
great film. It's directed by Robert Redford.
Yeah.
That movie always resonated with me
Yeah.
because it's so brutally honest and just about
Yeah.
people, just about really the most simplest thing. And that
Yeah.
is what's beautiful. And I love it.
Well,
And I love what
this
you do.
is this is really an interesting thing because I see it everywhere. I don't get time to do them all, but you see them there. You know, this even yourself. You know, suddenly I'm absolutely alone. I'm a leper in my own country
Yeah,
because I just wouldn't comply with the government.
that's
You know?
right. And it's funny because not many people know my story at work, especially at work. No one knows. I've kept so quiet about this whole thing for
Wow.
such a long time that it really does. I thought today's interview would bring everything to the surface. So I really have to, you know, not get upset. And
Well,
it's just
yeah, it's
upsetting. It is.
it is. You
But
know,
strength, pray for strength, is the only thing you can do to get through each day.
I heard a beautiful comment from. I've got an Irish an Irish cousin on our side. He's a truck driver, and we were talking about God once, and he didn't take it. And his neighbor was telling him, "You're crazy for not taking. You're crazy. This, you're going to kill the whole street." And the neighbor died. And he said, and he, didn't die straight away. Died, but are you gone again? Okay, it's still gone. Where were we about this? Yeah. Anyway, so the other thing too, and you got to look at it like chess. This is a victory for us. It's not the end victory, but it's a victory because the others, look at all the other news readers and everyone else in the arts are going to be who are struggling. No, I'm not, but I was struggling. They're going to look at Carl with his 150,000 followers and more, and he's searching for the truth, and Australians applauding for him because he's finally asking questions they never heard. They're going to gravitate towards him, and they're going to consider doing it too. This is the death of MSM we're watching, and that's why Carl's left. He's a rat that's left the ship.
All right, we're back from the Stylecast Stefanovic show.
There's yeah, look, I would urge you as a fellow artist, I would urge you, try not to worry about the future too much. It's best, my superannuation is just not to look in that direction. But it's to do something now. There's a great purpose to be alive now. And it truly is. And there is a medium for it. We you get a documentary, we can get it out. And they can either have donations on there or pay-per-view even for a bit. We'll put it up for a few weeks. We can put it through Cafe Lockdown, no problem at all. We come up and put it out there, and just even start it slow. Like my interviews, but if you do better qualities, it's how is it? And I think I think how many gay and lesbians are out there like you. You can't find anyone.
Yeah.
There's I
think
recorded
it's a very
Clark.
good idea.
Clark is watching this show. Clark is a documentary. Clark, I'm going to tell you a story. If you don't want me to tell you a story, tell me in the comments. Say, don't tell my story. Clark is a beautiful. Oh, there he goes. Clark is beautiful. Works on a farm, and he was in love with a young man in America, and the young man was. I think they were going to meet up. They're really, really in love, and he told him, "Please don't take the jab." And the young man took it, but Clark didn't know he'd taken it. As far as I can know, Clark might correct me. It's on an interview somewhere, and then Clark gets a call because the guy, I think, didn't tell everyone he was gay, so the world didn't know that Clark was his lover. And so Clark's over here, can't get to America. The guy's family doesn't know anything about Clark, and Clark gets a message. I think he called up and finally got through to someone to find out that he died. The jab had killed him. So Clark has to pick up his life all by himself. It's a beautiful story. It's a beautiful. Thanks, Clark. It's a beautiful, tragic love story. You know what I mean? Truly, truly. And because everything's collapsing around you, there's no one ready to open arms to let you grieve. He told me that next to a fireplace and a palm. And I'm just recording him with little here. I don't know where he is at the moment. Little Ratty's in his face. And he's just telling me this story that is the stuff of great theater.
It is absolutely beautiful. Oh yeah, and little fluffy.
Yeah, and this I think that's Ratty too. Actually, I'm not sure where Ratty one is, but the thing was, it was stunning, and it was beautiful, and it was the stuff of great poetry in this, and it's going to get lost in history, and they have to be captured. You know what I mean? And so
they have to be documented.
Yeah, and if people watch it now, great. But if they don't, oh well, in the future they will. People will look back trying to understand this, and they're not going to understand it through MSN shit.
No, they're not at all. They're going to understand it through time capsules and vignettes and little videos and documentaries. It's the only way. And I think that's where I need to put my skills into as well. And I think it's so easy really to make a documentary because they speak for themselves. That's the beauty of them. You just got to find the right kind of person the right story and let it go and ask the right
That's right.
questions, and it's all good.
Well, I'd
I
be
did
happy to
enjoy it.
put the call out if you got a pitch together of what you wanted to do. The last few months we've reached 6 million a month. I don't know how because we're so censored, but I'd be happy to put the call out and say, "Do you want to meet up with Shannon and
That's
tell
amazing.
your story?" Yeah, no worries, man. Like, absolutely happy to do that, and then get it through. All you need is a camera and a
Oh,
microphone. You know.
thank you so much. That's a lovely gesture, lovely thing. Well, let me put some thought into something
Yeah, have a
and
think about it.
come up with something amazing. Be creative and get out of this kind of rut that I'm in, and
You need purpose, brother.
try
And
and
the other thing too, that
yes,
not
turn it
only is it
into
all
a
sad
thing of
stories.
gold, which would be lovely.
Yeah,
And
when I first went
I will
around,
definitely be. Ooh, that sounds
I was
like a
capturing
musical
just sad
interlude.
stories. I was capturing just sad stories. But now, these people, Clark has not given in. He's still alive. He's still moving forward. He's surmounted pain. You know, it's probably still got the pain in him, but he's still continuing to go forward. Waiting. That's what I was talking about Carl. Yeah. So anyway, look, I don't know if Carl's legit. I don't know if he's just doing it because they're trying to see whether they can basically take over the podcast market by getting rid of us. I've got two Shannons here. I'll just get rid of this one. Yeah.
Sorry, I missed
Yeah.
that little bit. It cut out.
No, that's okay. So all I was saying was this
Two
is something.
Shannons.
If you've got a pitch together, put it around. I think it could work, and we'd be happy to share it and promote it through Cafe Lockdown. But I think it would spread.
No, thank you so much.
There's no pressure, but I just think you've got all these skills for a
Absolutely. These
reason,
stories need to be
and you
told. They really do. They need to be told before they're lost forever. The
that's
amount
right.
of people that are just not with us anymore, their stories go to the grave.
That's right.
That's why it's
And it's these stories that might help people make sense of it because what's happened, like in the case of you, I know you're suffering, but we've got stronger. You found the strength to walk away from your dreams, Shannon. That's huge. And you didn't even walk in to have anything waiting for you. There was nothing waiting for you. That's why a lot of people took it. They couldn't conceive what could I do if I
that's
didn't do
right.
it.
It deserves a
But
pat
you
on the
did it.
back, because we have gone through that major storm and
Yeah.
we've made it. We really have. And
Yeah.
so many people just didn't, and they withered and or bound to it or whatever. But
Now we're burying the people who wouldn't listen to us,
no, it was walking into
who wouldn't heed
oblivion,
our warnings.
walking into the great unknown, or
Yeah.
yes, or milking cows.
It's an extraordinary time. There's no doubt
Exactly. They
about
would lose everything. And the fear of death. They seem to have a big fear of death for some reason.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
of
Which makes
losing
me think
material
that they don't
things and
have God.
losing that whole paradigm, and then death. Everyone seemed to be so scared of it instead of at peace with it.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah. I think it would be interesting. Oh, he's gone again. There's I had a breakdown, so lost people. I totally understand that, Denise. Look, Denise, I remember when I was in a shed in Maui, and the beautiful man called Colin was fixing my bus. I was there for about almost 2 weeks, and that's when all the sex stuff was coming out. That I was a sexual pervert and all this stuff, and I was very much alone. It was actually Wendy, Kretz Wendy, that stopped me from killing myself. I reached a point one night where I thought, well, I've lost my family, I've lost my career, I've lost all my friends, and now my own community, which I've been a part of, they were attacking me like crazy. And so I actually thought, just matter of factly, well, I guess that's the end. And it was her that saved me. Waiting on the Shannon. Hey, yeah, you talking?
I just cut out. Sorry.
But this, it also could be healing for you, and purpose
Hello.
is
Back from the
purpose.
commercial break.
Purpose is a great thing. It give you purpose, and it's out there to be done, and no one else is going to do it, Shannon. No one else is going to do it. The other side can't do it because they can't bring
I think
themselves
it's
to look at
time
the
for me to
truth.
get a new internet.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, maybe look,
It's
maybe
so
this
slow.
is the
It's actually
start.
the
Like,
dongle from work. A second.
you know, the end of Casablanca, where Rick goes, "I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship." I recommend you as an artist
This could be the
to
beginning.
that. Yeah, is to go out and do it. Get yourself a new internet. It's not that expensive to do, man. You could even do it on your iPhone or whatever phone you got. You know,
That's right.
most of the
Learn the
interviews I
editing
went around
software.
Australia were on my phone. I had a Canon camera. I couldn't be bothered to use it. It was too clunky. I just used to hold my phone.
So
You
it's
know?
affordable. You can do it. Just get your head around the editing software, the camera,
Yeah,
and get a good microphone. And I reckon you could do it. I just got to
yeah,
save the pounds, and
yeah,
I reckon I could make it happen.
yeah. And you don't have to make a script or anything. You're just deciding. And it's all the work that I've done. There's a huge stuff in there that become documentaries. Tons and tons of stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. God, I can remember from years ago. So how many pages on Cafe Locked Out now? There must be like 70, 100?
Well, oh, I don't know.
A
I
lot.
get surprised. I get surprised when I look back at. I've decided I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to try grab as much as I can in what time
Yeah.
I have on the planet. I really like what I do, and I yeah. So I don't care, and it's so the stuff's there. If people want to take it, I often see interviews that I've done that have been reused by other people. I don't care. I don't feel like they're my property. I just
Yeah.
grab them. You know what I mean? And then I write, and like the writing. Look, the art world cancelled me. I had Bruce Beresford. I was sitting with Bruce fucking Beresford,
I
who
know.
had my play, The Shadows and the Hues, under his hand. Bruce fucking Beresford, first
Yeah.
new Australian play he's going to direct, and he said to me, "That's what he said. Hey, he's such a lovely guy." And he goes to
Yeah, he's
me,
such a nice
"All right,
man.
he's a beautiful man." And he's huge. He's like a giant. And he said to me, he basically said this was the best play he'd read in 20 years. He called it a Harold Pinter play, but a new voice. And I couldn't believe it.
That's
I'm like looking
fantastic.
at him. I've had so much failure. I'm like, you're Bruce Beresford. I can't process. I don't know how to process success. You know, I'm just used to getting thank you, but we're not accepting this material above it. But yeah, so it was really extraordinary, and then I had to walk away from it all. You know, which is, but it
So
was worth
sad.
it because
Yeah,
the only way I could move forward was they wanted my soul. That was it.
exactly.
You could go to New York, Michael. You could be big. Just give us your soul. I'm like, no.
No, it's like Faust. It's
Yeah,
really crazy. Like, do you sell
yeah,
your soul for everything in this world, or do you not? And I chose
yeah.
not. It's
And
that
you chose
simple.
not. And maybe
And
the
you chose
journey to where
not.
you're going isn't there yet. You're still
Yeah,
on the
that's right.
journey. You know, you've just been through
Exactly.
the apprenticeship of hardening up. You are one. You might still be. The beautiful thing is, you're still uh, grieving for friends you've lost. So you haven't lost your heart. You haven't lost your empathy. But I bet you're a tough motherfucker. I bet you
Yeah,
can
well, that's
handle
what they
shit.
say. I think one of my friends said there's something very resilient about you. I can't admire your resilience. And
Yeah.
that's it.
Well,
You
look at
just
this
got to
interview.
get through that storm and keep on going. There's something that just gets you keep on going every day, and you hope for a better existence of some description. And
If you
I mean,
made them beautiful, if you really brought out the humanity, no AI, no this, just a human being telling their story. And
I know, isn't
if you
that a
could,
beautiful thing?
yeah,
It's such a lovely thing. It's
yeah,
like your grandparents. The times that you used to spend with your grandparents, the wisdom that they would carry down to you. That's all gone now,
Yeah.
and so to capture that, it's a really special thing. Really special
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's there to be done, man. And look, the future is so uncertain now. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Well,
Yeah,
we're not in control of it anymore. Destiny now is like a rapid river. We're just the sticks caught in it. So all we can really do is document and capture what's around us in the hope
exactly.
that someone sees in the future, like the start of 1984. If you're reading this, I'm dead. You
Yeah,
know,
that's right.
something like that. He says, and that's how he
Yep,
creates. He
he
doesn't
does.
care. Maybe no one will ever see it, but I think it could. And I know there was Ryan, there was the Shannon. I knew about 4 or 5 guys that weren't openly gay. Just if you ask them, they'd say they were gay in the movement. That were incredibly brave, and a few lesbians too.
Yeah,
They're incredibly brave. In front of police, talking to police, just in a time where the police would actually beat the living crap out of you. You know?
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. No, it's
yeah,
great not to feel so alone. That's for sure. And that there's
yeah,
voices listening to this, which is great and remarkable, really. Remarkable. And so strange how this interview actually happened. Me meeting Sissy at the shop and
yes. It's
Rochi at the shop.
fantastic.
And
I love it.
I just said, I
Yeah.
recognize you from Cafe Lock, that interview. That's
Oh, is
always
that how
stuck
you
in my
did it?
mind.
No way.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
That's how I did. I said, I recognize you straight away from the Cafe Lockdown interview 2 years ago. So there you go.
Wow. There you go.
How bizarre.
Fantastic. Sissy and Robbie are great. Robbie and I are like some brothers from another mother, but Sissy's kind of scary. I love her, but I'd love to have her next to me. There's something about her, I feel that you don't fuck with the sis. You just don't do it. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
right. No, they're a
You
great
know?
couple. Very funny.
Yeah,
Very good. And
great
it's funny,
couple.
I've only seen him in the shop twice. And I think that's the only time that I've spoken to them. And
Wow.
she goes, "Oh, Michael wants to talk to you." I said, "Really? All right, let's bring it on."
Yeah, cool. Because all you really need is, first off, you just need a treatment, and it's hard to do the treatment because you're not going to meet. But if you
Yeah.
got to say a pitch together and said, "Yeah, this is what I want to do," if you did, we'll get you on, get you better internet, and pitch and go, "This is the project we want to do." And we're not putting down
Oh,
what the
thank you.
heteros went through or this. We're actually just saying we're going to try do this, and if anyone wants to help, you want to put a few dollars into it, knock yourself out. But this is what you want to do. You could bring you on and then go do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
cool.
you could actually capture some incredibly beautiful stories. And there's
Yeah,
things
absolutely.
like one woman I met in Lightning Ridge. I don't know how many people saw the interview, but I loved it. She's born out there, bred out there, and on Christmas they're on a property, and she's sitting on the veranda because some relative is jabbed and doesn't want the unjabbed there. So there she
Yeah.
is, totally ostracized and nowhere she can go because it's all desert around her. And she's just sitting
Yeah.
there. And she was tough. She was tough. And when she's talking, you can see her trying to fight back these tears. It's like rain on it when the drought's breaking. You think, will that cloud rain? I was just waiting for it, but they don't because they're
No, they
tough.
stay strong.
Yeah.
And that's what we've done. It's just amazing. We do need to congratulate ourselves about how strong and how far we've come. It's now
Yeah.
what, nearly 5 years? 5 years since this whole
Yeah.
load
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
crap. It's
Absolutely.
and
Steve
my
Crossman here. Steve
and we
Crossman has
survived.
been through hell and back, you know? And you're still here, Shannon. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm of the belief that all of us are a part of an army of light. We maybe God's our leader, I don't know, but there's a darkness trying to take over all of us, and we're just
Yeah.
not succumbing to it. And that's why it's trying to display the light by capturing these stories. So people can see that there's a lot of Australians who are completely brave, completely courageous, and their lives have changed forever because of the choices they've made.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's very poetic.
That's what I do.
Mm. Keep doing it because it's
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. It's very
Yeah.
entertaining. I don't sit down and watch Netflix at night or anything like that. I watch your interviews, and I watch, YouTube interviews, old interviews, and that's all I'm kind of interested in. I'm not interested in all this filler now and all this
No,
entertainment.
I
I
can't do
might
it.
old movies every now and then, but I can't do it. It's such a distraction. It's so dumb too. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
this
I
stuff is
liked
real,
Edmonton.
and that's
I thought
what's
that was okay. Did you see that with Joaquin
what's it
Phoenix, where
called?
he plays? It's called Edmonton, and I think he's an
No, I
unvaccinated
haven't seen
sheriff
it.
in the town. That was brave.
Really, that'll be interesting. That's the
Yeah,
first movie to explore the topic here in it.
yeah. He was in he's in a shopping center or like a Woolworths, and there's someone in there without a mask, and the guy's getting attacked like crazy, and he comes in and goes, he doesn't have to wear a mask if he wants to, and it was really interesting. I mean, it went to a lot of
Yeah, I'm going to
different
check it out.
places, but it made me actually think that Watkin is unvaccinated. That was my sense.
Yeah,
He seemed
I think
to
so
know
because
his material.
he's a strange fellow. He's very offbeat and not of the
Yeah.
norm, if you know what I mean. So I think you're
No.
probably right, but I'll check that out because it sounds really interesting. And that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. I've noticed the lacking of interesting movies in the last 5 years.
Yeah,
That's
that's
another
right.
thing.
Yeah. And now
Nothing
they've
that
got
I want to
AI
go and
coming
see.
in. AI is going to be
Yeah,
pushing out movies, so the amount of shit you're watching is going to quadruple. And so in that, I think there will be a market for human stuff made by human beings. I know I do AI music, I do, and I use AI for editing and stuff, so I can see the benefits
yeah,
of this tool. But I can see too, I think theater is going to blossom because people are going to be sitting there. I
yeah.
know that's not AI. I can see it's a
That's
human
right.
being,
It's
you
real.
know?
It's tangible. I can feel it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
I
great. That's
remember,
something we've got to hold on to. We have to hold on to
yeah,
it.
with
I'm
that
not
play,
going to
My
be.
Brother, My Brother, My Brother, the only thing that would get the actors fired up was talking about AI and realizing they might not have a future and they were so determined to have one, you know?
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, amazing time, really.
It
Amazing
is an
time.
amazing time.
We're like dodos inventing the Portuguese. We're not waiting for them to turn up. We're creating them,
Yeah.
because we're so clever.
I think that's cool, man. That's very cool. No, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it, Michael. That's so funny.
Yeah. I think this is the thing to do and you'll find, I'm telling you, you'll find an audience. As long as you're authentic, you don't even have to worry so much about it looking absolutely 100% perfect, which you might do because you've been in the industry. But if it's a bit rough, I think people think, oh, it's not AI. It's a little rough. It's not perfect.
Yeah. It's
So
kind
they'll
of got
do
that
it.
documentary feel. Yeah. Cinema
Yeah, you can
verite,
use,
all that kind of stuff. You
yeah,
know,
use window
it's
light.
kind of rough and ready, black and white, whatever.
Yeah,
And that's kind of good. I don't like things too perfect. I still like scratches and hairs on my film, when I'm watching a
yeah,
movie. I don't like it completely pristine. It looks weird or
yeah.
unreal, like AI. I think that
Yes.
digital, when everything went digital, it all just kind of was heading towards AI so perfect that you can't distinguish reality and lies. And here we
Yeah, it's
are.
true. And that's where we are now. You get on Instagram where we post stuff and you're looking through. I have no idea what's
Yeah.
real tonight.
What's real? What's
No
not
idea
real?
at all. No.
This is where
Which
we
is
are.
why things that people know are real could work.
Yeah, absolutely. Because
You
people
know?
are looking for it. They're craving it. They're wanting
Yeah.
something real. And
We're
it
lost.
means something. Hmm.
We're
They're
lost,
lost
Shannon.
indeed.
And when people are lost, artists are the navigators, you know?
That's right. And people
Yeah.
flock to it,
Yeah.
you know.
And you don't have to tell, you just have to show. This is what I found, you know? And think of this,
No, thank
your
you,
own
Mark.
story.
Is you've been very inspirational, and I've kind of lost hope for the last 5 years, and was kind of just, I was like, I don't know, just I felt very small, very insignificant, and that I just better be quiet now and just go my merry way through life. But you've kind of revived something now in me, that old spirit when I was
Yeah.
at uni, when I was wanting to make movies and make documentaries, and that is very inspirational. Thank you.
Oh, there's
Thank you
movies to
so
make
much.
too, but for right now, I think documentaries are the easiest way to get in, and the material is everywhere, and the audience is
Yeah,
hungry for it.
absolutely. And
You
I
know?
love documentaries. It's got me
Yeah.
thinking. It's got me thinking and moving now, which is
I
good.
mean, just doesn't have to even mean COVID and gay stuff. There's so much to talk about. You know, the turbines
Yeah.
don't do anything, and yet they're dominating the
That's right.
countryside.
What a great documentary. And I love
You know?
history documentaries. I love documentaries about old theaters and old cinemas. And, you know,
Yeah.
that's another thing is the we've got no cinemas now. They're all been smashed down and turned into
Yeah.
duplexes and complexes.
Yeah.
And I love all that history and that fantastic stuff. And it's gone.
You
And
go
the only
around
way
to
we
these
can
old
get it back is
towns.
to document it.
Yeah, you go around to these old towns and they all have these old theaters that have been turned into other things, but you can still see them. I often feel when I go around the Australian towns that we're living in the wake of a golden age. We were never even there when whoever built these great old pubs, these great old
Yeah.
theaters, you know, it was a golden. I was in one theater with a one play. I can't remember the towns. It was an Aboriginal named town. It was in Victoria, and the guy who'd been there said the great opera singer, is it Nellie Melba? One of the great.
Yeah, Nellie Melba, Peach Melba.
She said, yes, she sung here. And he said, listen to this. And he said, go right down to the end, the back of this huge auditorium, this huge theater. And he whispered at the front and I could hear him. He said, that's how well they did the sound. Yeah.
I know
you
the
didn't have to.
acoustics, the resonance
yeah.
are so good compared to now. Everything looks like a chemist warehouse. It's just ridiculous. There's no real resonance or architecture. Everything looks plain Jane, black, grey or white. It looks like China. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
And the old towns that have, you know, other pub survives, but also the church. There's towns that literally the houses are all ruins, but the church is there. The people put more love into building their church than they did their own houses. I find, and now the church is empty or for sale, you know. And where you said before about people frightened of death, I really think the reason they were frightened of death is because they'd lost a connection with God. So they didn't have a sense that there was something next, you know?
Yeah.
They were nihilists.
It's really strange. Very strange. That
It was like COVID asked them, do you believe in an afterlife or not? Because I'm going to kill you. So you got to decide now. You could die tomorrow. So what do you believe? And they didn't believe. They didn't believe in an afterlife.
No, they didn't believe.
I don't know. Maybe.
They were like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Ah! And, you know, the next minute, they're all just jabbing their eyeballs 10 times. It's just so bizarre.
Yeah.
So bizarre. Like a B-grade horror movie. It's like this shit film.
Yeah. Even like when I was in that town, Creswick, I think, in where I saw the 12 Brussels sprouts for $9. I know I go on about it, but that's a huge 12 Brussels. I mean, no one even likes Brussels sprouts, or some do. But $9 for 12 Brussels sprouts. It's like marijuana was cheap.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it's just, you're just thinking, how are we here? And that's it. So, like, remember the great photographers from the American photographers from the Great Depression? I think there's that one picture with the woman there looking away, and she's got 2 kids hugging her. It's a very famous old picture. And the Banjo Pattersons were going around that time documenting the Great Depression. I'm going into towns now where our people are living in tents next to the rivers, and not good tents, cheap Kmart tents that don't look like they could protect them from anything. You know?
I think they have them here by the river as well. I think they have them down by the river as well. There were lots of people.
And how are they going to get back to
down
prosperity?
There. Yeah, exactly. How?
And who are
Is
they?
anyone coming to
How
save
did they
them?
get there? How did they get there? You know? So this is it.
I think it'd be very interesting to interview.
Yeah. And a documentary.
This is where we are.
This town. How did we get here? We're sitting on all this mineral wealth. We should be the richest country in the world, and our people are homeless next to rivers in town as new migrants are coming in and buying up the town.
Doesn't make any sense, does it?
It doesn't. And we're our prime minister. our prime minister just keeps going, I'm optimistic, and he just keeps plugging away as though nothing's
Keep on
wrong. And
electricity. I know. It's just bizarre. He's like some, Muppet puppet. It's just bizarre.
yeah,
And, are they going to fix these problems? I don't know. I don't think they are. We're going
no,
on,
they are
banging
the
on
problem.
about the cost of living for the last 4 years. Nothing's
$20 for a
changed.
cabbage. Who put that up? $20 for a cabbage. $20
We sell
for
them
a
for
cabbage. You sell them
we
for
sell
what?
them for $2.99 at work.
$2.99. That's Trish.
Yeah,
That's a
it's a
good
bargain.
cabbage.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
I
nice
wanted to be
cabbage.
laced with some sort of something. But there's
I know.
but straight up, mate, is there anything else you want to talk about? But straight up, I think well, your internet's good now, so that's good. I
At the
really do. I
moment,
think it was meant to happen. Sissy was adamant to me. Call him. Have you called him? I said, yeah, I'm doing it. And she was,
that's really
but
strange. I only met her for 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and then she come
she
in
was
the other
adamant.
day.
You've got to talk to him. You've got to talk to him. He wants to
So
talk to you. You've got to
crazy.
talk to him. Yeah.
No, that's great. No, I'm very good. I got the phone
Were
call
you
and
a
I was
stuntman,
just
by the
really
way?
shocked, actually. Pardon?
Were you a stuntman, by the way? Because your
No, I was
IGBM,
never a
whatever you think.
stuntman.
Well, it says you're a
No,
stunt.
never a stuntman.
You're a stunt woman.
Or a stunt woman.
Yes.
So, no, thank
G'day,
you
Roy.
very much.
Yeah.
But no, they're great people, very good, and such weird twists of fate and how I'm speaking to you tonight. So I'm very thankful and very glad, because I actually felt before the interview, I felt, oh, this is going to be like going to confession. This is what it's going to feel like. Everything's going to bubble to the surface, but I've remained in control. So I'm very happy. Very
Yeah.
happy.
Or,
Now I
I want you
need
to do
a good
100 Hail
stiff
Marys and go. I want you to do 100 Hail Marys and go out and get laid. There you go. That's
No worries. I think I'll have, what I'll do is I'll have 2 Bloody Marys and then I'll go out and get laid.
but it's good round. Seriously, is there anything else you want to confess to? Anything else that moved you in this time?
No, not at the moment. I think, yeah, just very disappointed with the arts community, I can tell you that. And I've still got a HEX debt. I feel like I should get a refund. I shouldn't have to pay it because I can't work in my industry. So what's the
You've still got
fairness
a
in
HEX
that? Yeah. Isn't that
That's a great thing
fucked?
to talk about. You're not allowed to work in the industry, so why do you have a HEX debt? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also,
So
you've got
shouldn't
to pay all this COVID recovery stuff, and you never took it. You never took it, so why do you got to pay for it?
Yeah, exactly. It just shits me. Very disappointed. Very disappointed.
Oh, Nettie wants to
But
come on. Yeah, Nettie, you'd be an instant guest. I might do that, Nettie. There's well, I'm going to wish you the best. It's been lovely to have you
thank
on.
you.
And our resilience
Lovely
got
to be.
shown by the fact that this was done in 7 vignettes.
7 vignettes. You have to piece it together like a Francois Truffaut film. The 400
No,
blows or the
straight up.
400 takes.
This is it. It's like
It'll
the
be
show we
very
did
funny.
with David. We did a 2-hour show with David Nixon where he wanted to show how this drop of water would become a nanobot. And it didn't do it until after we shut down. Then a minute later or 2 minutes later, it became a nanobot, which now
Yes,
apparently is not
so-
a nanobot.
We've been praying with technical difficulties, but hey, that's showbiz. What are you going to do?
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is how we get through. And this could be the glory days. Imagine if you got really, really successful, it really works, suddenly you got everything at your fingertips, but you'll probably still miss the times where you're actually out there learning on the job, doing it authentically for real and capturing the real
Yeah, that's
stories.
right.
And our people their stories are worth capturing. They're worth capturing. These people are not a burden to society. They are not the dregs of society. These are the bravest of the brave, and they need their stories captured. They really
They
are.
certainly are. Yeah,
I feel like I've
believe.
been capturing giants. That's how I feel like when I've got round from these grandmothers like Margie and Mildura, or is she Mildura? Maryborough. And other things. There's grandmothers here. There's others. Just heroes have stuck on. Martin, who is always helping, always plugging away, and he's got 6 kids. He must be terrified of the future for them. Beautiful guy. All these other people going through, just trying to make sense of what's happening. And they've got AI coming after their jobs. They've got the cost of living telling them that basically the kids are going to go hungry. And then at the same time, too, there's still that stigma that they never got jabbed. Like there's something wrong with them, even though everyone else is dying around them. And we're in this world of silence that is pressuring us to shut up. And I think that's why we have to go the opposite way and go, no, fuck you, basically.
That's right. Fuck you. Move forward. Make it happen. Bring it on. And I think that's
all right.
the way.
I will leave it in your hands. If you come back to me with a pitch and a plan of what you want to do, I'm happy to have you back on with a better internet connection. Go to Robbie's. He's got
a much better internet connection. No technical difficulties.
So if you go to Robbie's there, go to Robbie's and get a better internet connection, and we'll pitch it to the community. See if we get anyone coming on board. I want to help.
Wonderful, wonderful. I will definitely give this some thought. That's for sure. It's time to move on up for sure, and make things happen and get back to where I started from. Crazy.
It's a warrior. It's a time for warriors. I'll tell you, I've got a saying on the front of the bus. Greatness is not a destiny. It's a choice. And even deciding to strive for greatness is greatness within itself. Currently, humanity is under attack, and the meek can't save us. What we need desperately is an army of greatness. So choose well.
Absolutely. I think I know the army I want to be part of. That's for sure.
You're already part of it, brother. You're a veteran now.
I
You're
know.
still here. You're unjabbed.
Oh man, old man.
Yeah. You think of platoon, we're like William Dafoe, and going around there. We're in that group.
That's
so
right.
It's been a great chat. I'm so glad you came on. I'm so looking forward to it. I had a good feeling this is going to be great, and it's a bit funny with the vignettes, but who gives a shit? It's been a great chat, and I shall wait to hear. And if I don't hear, I wish you the best, Shannon, with whichever direction you take.
No worries, Michael. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. It's such a blessing and such a wonder to watch. And I love what you do. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you for the inspiration, and speak soon.
No problem. Take care. I'll just leave you there. Stay there. Can you play the Weeping Years, Michael? Actually, you know what? I'm going to play a song for my girl. This is Mary Magdalene. I know it's a bit controversial, but we really like it, and I'll go with that. So I'll play the Weeping Years tomorrow, Jan. Plus, I already think I've got the one you don't like ready. So anyway, here goes. This is Mary Magdalene. It is AI, so sorry for those who don't like AI, but this was done like in 20 minutes. And let's all wish Shannon good luck. See you tomorrow. And I think tomorrow I'm with Robin. Hopefully that comes. And then next week we'll get Lee back. See you then.
I wanted to find a lover who made me forget the universe, or rather made the universe feel like it was starting within. I wanted to find a lover I could paint a picture with, and our paint would be each other, and our hues would be alive. But I've been offered love in poetry, psychoanalyzed to the bone. I've been broken and consecrated, I've been discarded in the thorns.
I've been searching in all the wrong places, for I felt that that's where you'd be found. Or am I the one that's reaching, reaching like a weed, escaping the ground? And if I find you, will the universe fall away? And when I ask you, are you the one for me, will you say, look at me, until you can see that I am who I am? I am Mary Magdalene. I wanna find a lover to illuminate my empty streets, and who would dance in the radiance like you discovered our escape. I wanna find that lover who is out there looking for me. Surely there has to be, surely there has to be. I wanna find a lover, that's why I'm falling into you. 'Cause you, it seems, are falling just as deeply into me. You, it seems, are falling just as deeply into me. Have you noticed the universe is gone? I can feel it in our joints, struggling to begin. And when I ask you, are you the one for me? Look at me, you'll say, look at me until you can see that I am who I am. I am Mary Magdalene.